What's going on YouTube, Billy Watman here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over my top 5 tips for beginner guitarists. If you're wanting to get into playing guitar or if you've just started, this is what I would rank my top 5 tips that I would tell any beginner guitarist. Starting with number 1, I feel like this is going to sound really obvious, but it is to practice. I feel like loads of people, they'll try and overload themselves at the start trying to put all these hours in. You know, literally just 10-15 minutes a day, just find your way around the guitar. Once it's a habit, then start putting in, more hours, because then at that point, that's where it's going to become the more you put in, the more you get out. Tip number 2 is to play stuff you enjoy. I feel like I'm hearing it all the time. People are like, they don't want to be learning these boring classical pieces, especially with like younger kids learning guitar, which is understandable. Don't get me wrong, I study classical guitar and I have a massive love for classical guitar, but some of these kids, they just want to be playing songs that they know, rock songs, pop songs, whatever. You don't have to start with like Mary Had a Little Lamb and all these things. There's millions of things you can find online, free and paid. Any song that you like, I promise you, there will be an arrangement, even if it's just like a one note, really simple melody. I promise you, there will be something at your level that you can learn. And if you're learning songs that you actually enjoy as a listener, you're way more likely to pick up your guitar, do some practice, and at the end of the day, that's what's going to make you a better guitarist. Even with students I've had, I've done arrangements for them at their level of songs they want to learn. And I promise you, there's plenty of stuff online that you can do the same with. Tip number 3 is to get a teacher. Now, this is optional. Like, I'm not saying that you need a teacher to get to a certain level. There's been some great guitarists that have been self-taught the whole way. For example, Julian Bream, incredible classical guitar player, self-taught completely. So this isn't to say that you need one, but I believe for most people, I think a teacher is going to help you do so much better because 1, it keeps you accountable, so you're actually going to practice. 2, they're going to be able to see things that you won't, especially in your technique, and you're going to learn off their mistakes essentially. I would advise most people to get a teacher, but that's not to say that you can't do it without one. Tip number 4, don't run before you can walk. I see this all the time, that people will try and learn something that's way too hard for them, and don't get me wrong, I think it's great to be ambitious. I think it's great that you want to learn this really hard track, and I don't think it's bad to have that as a long-term goal, because you will waste your time. You'll spend endless hours trying to learn this piece, probably give up, or even if you don't, it's not going to be to the standard you want it to be, whereas you could have spent all that time learning loads of these little things, loads of skills, loads of techniques, and be at a much better point, maybe still not ready to try that yet, but you'll be a much better guitarist and way closer to being able to actually learn that and not have to put anywhere near as many hours trying to learn it. Definitely choose pieces that are going to challenge you, but don't choose anything that's way too hard for you. And finally, tip number 5. This is by far the most important one, and it's don't give up. I think it's so easy to get disheartened, especially at the start. Maybe things aren't improving at the rate you expected them to. Maybe you've hit a sticking point, or maybe you overloaded yourself with loads of practice at the start. Just take it easy. Just literally 10-15 minutes every day. Get comfortable with the guitar. Find your way around the neck. Just learn some simple chords, whatever it is. That consistency of doing little bits every single day is going to take you way further than trying to do like 4 hours in one day, because you're going to very quickly fall out of love with trying to learn guitar. At the end of the day, it's just about having fun. So learn stuff you enjoy, experiment with it, learn new skills, and just have a good time. If you're someone that's been thinking about, do I learn? Do it. 100% you won't regret it. Buy a cheap guitar, even a second-hand one. You don't have to spend loads of money to be able to play well and to learn. But I 100% recommend to anyone that's thinking about it, do it. 1,000,000%, you won't regret it. Anyways, thank you so much everybody. That is the end of the video. I hope you have enjoyed my top 5 tips to beginners. I hope this has helped and been useful. Comment down below if there's any specific questions you guys have, if you're learning, if you want to learn, or let me know if there's anything specific you want to see in any future videos. But yeah, thanks again everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.